Hi guys, I hope you can hear me and maybe you are unable to see me. I'm gonna fix it right now. Please write in the chat, guys, if you hear me clearly, if the sound is good, if the charts are also good, and what about the picture. I'm going to fix this in a couple of minutes, I suppose. Yeah. So about picture, give me just a second. I think the problem is with the YouTube Studio. Okay, nevertheless, while I'm fixing the camera, uh, once again, guys, hi and welcome to the analytical live stream every Monday weekly market analysis, where we will talk about the most important events of this week. We'll look through the charts, also just talk about something that is relatable to the market. Well, something is really wrong with the camera. I don't know what it is. Nevertheless, guys, without the camera, we are also pretty good, I think, because we don't need a camera to analyze the markets, at least for now. Okay, guys, just gonna check the chart. Yeah, the chart is clear, and this is the most important part, that the chart is clear and you can see it. Write, please, in the chat, write the assets that you want me to analyze, and I will look through all of them right now. Okay, guys. I think we are going to start with Euro USD. The Euro USD. Okay, what do we have on the chart right now? So as you can see, the last week was quite bearish for the euro. The pair declined to its lowest point in, I think it's like several months or maybe so. Yeah, it's almost a year, lowest point of the year, and it's the level of 1.045. Then some pullback happened. Still, guys, if you look at the bigger picture, you can clearly say that we are in the downtrend, and while we are in the downtrend, there is no reason for us to look for long-term buy trades, because still we are under the resistance trend line. You can like see it approximately like this, of course. It's like a fast analysis. Yeah, something like that. I think the line is going through this point, and then we got some fake breakout on 4-hour time frame. But if you look on the daily time frame, the downtrend is pretty strong. It's clearly facing downwards, and I think that this means for us that we are looking for sell trades here. Where exactly can we look for sell trades? Well, let's say we have collected this liquidity over there. I will move this line away. Yes, you can see everything. So we have collected this liquidity with this candle, and also we have collected this liquidity with this candle. So as for me, this local uptrend correction is almost over, or it is over already. And I think that the euro may start declining as soon as tomorrow, or maybe even today in a couple of hours, depends on how the US trading session will act. So we got this liquidity collection on the Tokyo trading session, and a little bit of a correction on the London trading session. We can move to low time frame. We can see that, yeah, today, this liquidity collection happened on Friday. Doesn't matter. Still, the chart is moving downwards, and right now, if we see some liquidity collection from this line, for you just to say clear numbers, it's 0.5584 or 0.5590. If we collect liquidity from this level and then reverse down, so we stop forming higher highs and start decreasing again, this would mean that we have got a clear entry sell trade signal. And to speak about the whole week, I think that, as I said, Euro USD is still in a downtrend. So the target for the next bearish movements should be around 1.45, or maybe lower to 1.4, because this is a round number. So yeah, the round numbers are quite interesting for traders, and they love doing this. Okay, so what do we have in the chat? Because I'm the only one here, so I need to check the chat from time to time. Gold, I see gold. Okay, guys, please write in the chat also if you want me to analyze some specific assets. And meanwhile, we can move to gold, of course, of course. So gold opens with a gap up today. It happened because of the start of a conflict between Israel and Palestine. So I don't want to dig deeper into the political motives of the conflict. I want just to speak about the charts themselves. And what about the charts? Gold opened with a gap, and you know what? Usually gaps are closed in 72 hours from the time of forming the gap. So we have around 3 days for the price to close this gap. Therefore, the gap can be closed to the level of 1835. I have written about this particular event today in daily market analysis. Okay, and also, yes, okay, the camera is still not working. I'm just trying to fix it meanwhile speaking, but it doesn't seem to work at all. Oh, well, great. Now I'm here. Amazing. Just gonna, yeah. Hi guys again. Yeah, that's much better. So okay, gold probably will try to close this gap before moving elsewhere. Also, just like with Euro USD, the trend is clearly bearish. I was expecting gold to break through this wedge over there. I think you can see it. It's just a scheme, so you don't need to follow these lines exactly, precisely, but still you can see this wedge shaped figure, and I was expecting gold to break this figure, and I would have bought gold on the retest of this line with a take profit at around 2100, I think, yeah. But gold didn't break through this line. That's pretty okay. It happens. We still have needed to wait for the breakout and for the retest to enter the trade, and this breakout didn't happen. So gold declined. It's now the lowest point of the movement is around 1850, a little bit lower, but it doesn't matter. And also we have several liquidity pools here and there. I will move the line so you can see it. Yeah, this is liquidity pool number one. This is liquidity pool number two. So you can see that this is just obvious lines. They are obvious for traders, and traders put their stop losses just just below this line, like several pips below this line. Therefore, I think gold will try to collect these two lines in some point in the future. How soon? I cannot say that, but I can say that I expect gold to close the gap. If to look and the 50-minute time frame, we see this rounding shape. It's also obvious for retail traders that these rounding shapes are followed by a sharp plunge, and it actually may happen with the gold, but who knows? Who knows how the asset will act like precisely, but still we can be sure that gold will try to close this gap. Will it succeed or not? This is of course like the mystery for us. And also, if you look at the daily time frame, I think that gold will try to close this imbalance. Oh, it already tested this one, so probably this one is already tested with this candle. This is a fair value gap, as we call it. This gap indicates that it's like a magnet for the price, and it's a good point of interest for opening sell trades or something like that. But still, we haven't tested these resistance of 1884. We haven't tested this fair value gap at around 1900 or 1950. So I think this is a magnet for the price as well, and gold may close the gap and then aim for this liquidity, for this point of interest. So if to say like what personally me expecting from this movement, I see gold moving something like that. And if to look at 50-minute time frame, we can say that whenever the breakout of this line happens, of this line, we can wait for the retest of this line and look for sell trades with a stop loss like above this liquidity pool this week, and take profit at around 1835, I would say. Yeah, this would give us a nice risk to reward ratio around 1 to 1.5. It's not that much, but still it's a decent risk to reward ratio if to speak about some short-term trades. So we can look into that. Let me check the chart, guys, before moving to the next asset. So thank you for asking about the Euro USD. I have talked about it in the beginning of this live stream, so you can check it out. But if to speak like briefly, I think that the Euro USD is still in a downtrend. It can still move lower, and after and this correction of the downtrend is pretty much over. So I expect EURUSD to move lower this week and the next several weeks. If something happens that change the market sentiment like 180 degrees, then of course this will invalidate the scenario. But still, while we are in the downtrend, we are better look for sell trades. Which strategy is this? Personally, I'm using the smart money concepts in my trading, and also I just use my experience to understand how the price is moving. Because for some assets, for example, gold is just like making false breakouts, for example. Euro USD is very trendy. It can be in consolidation for a year or two, but when the trend starts, the trend continues for a year or for several months, and this is very good for trend traders. So this is like my experience, and also I use smart money concepts because I found them pretty understandable, and you can apply them on the chart. So yeah. USD JPY, let's look into this as well. One of my favorite assets. The USD JPY is quite interesting situation here because the Bank of Japan, from the fundamental side, the Bank of Japan tried to interfere in the market, tried to push the JPY up, so USD JPY down. But I don't see that this effect is long lasting. So if to just let me show you. If to look at the previous time the Bank of Japan started interfering, it was in October 2022, so 1 year ago, almost exactly 1 year ago, the bank started pushing the JPY price up, so JPY down, yeah, and then the downtrend continued almost instantly. So we had another wave down. We didn't have any higher high, so this high hasn't been broken, and the downtrend continued at least for the next 3 months. But here I see that this high is already broken, but this high is still intact. So we are still like probably in a local downtrend, and this local downtrend will change to a mid-term downtrend, to a more global one, when and if the price breaks through this trend line and breaks through the level of 148.25. So this level for me is a first target where I will say, okay, this is definitely some form of a downtrend, and I will look for sell trades. And next target is the breakout of the 200 moving average. So the breakout of 200 moving average on 4-hour time frame is for me just a strong sell signal for the USD JPY, because it probably would mean that the downtrend has really started, and we really can look into sell trades on any reversals. The target, well, the target is pretty hard to define here, because the closest target for us will surely be 145.9 or 146. This is a round number, and below this round number we have the liquidity pool. So we have this wick of the candle that I'm showing to you right now. But lower than this, we have this liquidity already being collected. So I don't think that there are a lot of liquidity right now. There will be way more stop losses when and if the price gets closer to this line. But still, this line is pretty good for us to look for targets. And on the local scale, just let's see what we have here. Yeah, the price also on Friday, it went higher and it opened with a gap down. The trend, it's like this movement that I'm showing to you right now. So like this movement in a rectangle, it's more like a sideways movement with a clear high, clear low, and also this clear high. We have collected liquidity from it. I really don't think that we are going to collect stop losses above the level of 150, because we have already collected. There are no liquidity left at this level, as for me. So I think we are heading down to collect this liquidity and this liquidity below. So yeah, this is a clear downtrend for me, and I would say that if you're a USD JPY trader, then why not? You can sell on this level of 149, 148 and 9 also, with the target at 148.25 or 147.24. So yeah, these lines are good ones if you're short-term or mid-term trader. Okay, more questions from you guys. Which type do I trade Euro USD? Can you please clarify what do you mean by which type do I trade Euro USD? So I'm trading. We are looking at the charts of RBS charts. So yeah, this is a pro account. It doesn't matter whether you have a pro account or a normal account in terms of the charts. They are almost they are the same. And I just use pro charts because they have slightly lower spreads. So which type is like a complicated question? Please clarify. Which time in East Africa is the best time for Forex trading? I need to know your time zone. Right now, I suppose in East Africa is almost 17 o'clock. So it's 16:55 right now. So the best time is like always. The best time for trade for me is when London is open and when the New York trading session is open. So if to speak precisely about timing, then London is open at around, I suppose, 9 GMT plus 2, so 8 GMT plus 1 East Africa. So 8 a.m. London is open 8 a.m. and New York is open 13 p.m., like 1 hour, 1 p.m. East Africa time. So 2 hours of London and 3 hours of New York is my trading session time. I usually trade, I not usually, I only trade between the start of the London trading session and the end of the New York trading session. So I pick this time. Okay, let's look at more assets. I have seen oil, and oil is really in the limelight of this week. As for me, because it also opened with a gap up, because of the conflict, the oil market is feeling unhealthy, and also the US, which is usually trying to control oil prices, cannot do it right now with their traditional methods of selling their strategical oil reserves because they do not have any significant reserves left. They only have reserves for 70 days, a little more than 2 weeks of oil in their like barrels. This is not a big amount of commodity and definitely not enough to control the prices for extended period of time. So they will surely try to control prices with different methods, with some oral interventions by speaking, but who knows how successful will they be. And if to speak about the chart itself, this gap up is also looking like the oil will try to close it. We have 3 days. 3 days, it's like a time limited trade, fixed time trade almost. And we are looking for the oil to close this gap to reach the level of around 84.42, I suppose, maybe 84.40, and then it can continue moving up. It can continue moving up like for some short time. But you know what? This downtrend, this plunge, and also this liquidity collection here, forget what I'm saying. It's not going to go higher right now. It is looking like a dump after a liquidity collection. So we have collected all the stop losses here, and then we have collected these stop losses, and there are not much liquidity left. We fell down, and now we are retesting this fair value gap. We have already retested it. To be honest, we can also go to this level, but I don't think that this will happen with oil. So it really depends on the fundamental factors. If the supply continues to decrease, if the US will have nothing to do with oil, the price may continue rising. Yeah, the price may continue rising, but technically it looks like the price will fall. So this is a like I understand that this is maybe hard to comprehend because fundamental factors they say for the oil price to rise, and technical factors, at least for me, they speak for the bears. We have this break of the structure, so we have a higher high, and then the breakout of this recent low, and the retest of this low, and another downtrend wave. So I think that the downtrend should continue, at least from the technical side, and we'll see how the fundamental factors react. But for short-term traders, for intraday traders, I would like to point out this level of 84.37, 84.4, because I think that oil will try to close this gap over this week. Okay, more questions from you guys. US 30. Great, let's look at US 30. I have the US 50 here, and I will talk just briefly about it, and then I'll open US 30 because usually I don't trade the Dow Jones index because I don't know, S&P 500 is just more familiar to me. I think this is a question of what you prefer, but S&P 500 is dangerously close to this moving average. In case of breakout, it will surely fly very fast from very low to the level of 3,500. But also it will stop at around 4,050, maybe 3,800, 3,700, 3,500 also. Yeah, so a lot of liquidity down here. And as you can see how the price is moving, we have collected liquidity here. So we have this stop loss hunting, but still we have some liquidity here, have some stop losses, but we didn't collect any liquidity below this line, below this also. So I have sweet zone for the price to reach. And the same for US 30, just let me find it in the list, because usually, as I said, I don't trade US 30. So yeah, what we have here, I think the situation is pretty much the same. Let me see. I have this trend line broken. Wow, wow, this is very bearish. This is extremely bearish. We have collected a liquidity there. Yeah, the price went higher than this, and then probably what this is the high of 76. 780. So we didn't collect liquidity here, at least on this contract, but we also should look at some other contracts, some futures, because we may have collected liquidity from this line. And if so, this decline, this retest, and this break of the trend line is a bearish factor for me. If I were a trader of US 30, I would look for a pullback to this level, to the level of 34,100, and then I would open a sell trade with a target of 32.64, 32, 31.5, yeah, maybe 28.8. So yeah, I'm highly bearish on all the US stock indexes, and because these indices are in danger, the US economy is in danger. I don't know. Everything looks very bearish because the Federal Reserve fails to control the labor market. It means, well, you have seen the NFP release that last Friday, and the NFP was quite positive for the market. It means that uh, Fed failed to decrease the amount of new jobs created, and they aimed on decreasing this number, and probably they have like a pretty bi-directional situation. From one side, they need to lower the interest rate, otherwise US banks are in danger and US companies are in danger and the economy itself is in danger. But as I said, the economy is not that damaged, like not the damage what Fed wants isn't reached yet. So I am bearish on this uncertainty, because uncertainty usually leads to a decrease in prices. Also, probably you don't trade US treasuries and you don't look at this market very deeply, but I think this is very important for you also to know that the US treasuries have so high yields, they like give so much money to their investors, they're almost like stocks. And you know the difference between US treasuries and US stocks is that stocks are usually way more riskier. And when something is more riskier, it tends to have bigger returns. When something is less riskier, it tends to have less returns. This is how the financial market should work. And now it is not working like that, because treasuries, like it's a safe asset. It's basically a safe haven asset. It gives you the same return on your money as stocks. That means that either the US treasuries should decrease in yield, which can happen only when the Fed decreases the interest rates, or the stock market should plunge, should dump, should crash very fast. And this would mean that the expectancy of interest rate for stocks is increased. So yeah, this is as simple as that, and that's why I'm bearish on the U.S. stock market. Okay, also, what is the best? This is the last question, I think, for today, and we are over because we have no time left for today. What is the best trade this week? Ha. You know, I'm a Euro USD trader. I just love trading Euro USD because I understand this asset, because I traded it a lot. I backtested this instrument a lot, and I continue to do that from time to time. Also, the technical picture for me is quite clear. It is downtrend, so you should sell the downtrend. Can I be wrong? Of course I can. Trading is a possibilities adventure, and we still have some liquidity pools to be collected here, but this liquidity have been collected, so nothing to look at here. Um, no, everything is very bearish for me. I don't know how to say it in other words, but I think the Euro USD should fall. At least I'm sorry. That's what I'm aimed this week. I will be looking for sell trades in Euro USD. Also, I'm looking right now on sell trades in Bitcoin because it have collected these stop losses. We have an article went on CoinGecko. You probably know this crypto site, CoinGecko. We have an article by FDS on CoinGecko where I'm describing what I expect from the market. And if you need, you can write in Telegram channel. I will send the link. So we have collected this liquidity, this price level, and we are about to decline. We're about to go lower. I expect Bitcoin to plunge like for the next several months to break through this level and reach these big level. This yeah, this somewhere here. Here I will close my sell trades, probably in the middle of this rectangle or maybe at the lower border of this rectangle. Because I don't think that Bitcoin have something bullish in it for the next several months. We have an enormous head with the shoulders, and this right shoulder is like half finished. So yeah, I will look for Euro USD this week, and I will sell Bitcoin and some other cryptos this week also. So yeah, guys, I think this is it for today trading session. Thank you for participating, for looking through all the instruments. I'm sorry that I'm interested in, for looking through my analysis, and please share your analysis in our Telegram chat. I will be looking forward to see it, maybe to answer on it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, and have an amazing week. Be careful with the risks, though. The week is going to be volatile. Thank you, guys, and bye bye.